Welcome to this lesson on how to create the environment for innovation in your organization. Management consultant Peter Drucker said, all organizations need one core competency, innovation. As a manager, you can be instrumental in promoting innovation and creativity within our team. In this unit, we will look at some steps you can take to enable innovation in the workplace, including creating the climate for innovation, empowering your team, managing your talent pool, and creating a suggestion scheme. Management consultant Peter Drucker said, all organizations need one core competency, innovation. As a manager, you can be instrumental in promoting innovation and creativity within your team. In this unit, we will look at some steps you can take to enable innovation in the workplace, creating the climate for innovation, empowering your team, and developing the skills and knowledge to support innovation. The culture of an organization is defined by its shared values, attitudes, beliefs, standards, and rules. Corporate influences every part of a company, including its employees, its management, and its customer relations. Corporate culture extends to the type of products and services offered, the production methods, marketing practices, advertising, and the quality of its services. Since corporate culture influences all activities within an organization, it can determine, ultimately, the organization's success or failure. Companies that have innovative cultures are flexible and adaptable, and experiment with new ideas. These companies are characterized by a flat hierarchy, in which titles and other status distinctions tend to be downplayed. Innovation goes beyond just coming up with new ideas. The key to success in becoming an innovative company is to create a culture of innovation, an environment that encourages creative ideas and innovation on an ongoing basis. You need to clearly define what innovation means for your company. Are you looking for insights on improving customer service? Are you looking for ideas on how to break into new markets? Do you want people to focus on trend spotting? Idea generation needs guidance. If you don't guide people on what you need, you may get a stream of ideas that aren't aligned with your organization's goals. You can take some steps with your team towards building a culture of innovation and creativity. There are a number of steps you can take to create a working climate supportive of innovation. First, remove fear. Create an environment where people feel free to take risks. This means people feel safe to propose new ideas that aren't ridiculed. It also means you tolerate mistakes, and failures aren't penalized. View them as innovation lessons. Encourage bottom-up innovation. Don't just rely on the select key employees who are viewed as innovative thinkers. Ideas can come from anywhere, so invite everyone to contribute. Empower your people. Give people more freedom to decide how they do their job, when they do it and where they do it. All you need to be interested in is the result, not the process. If you hire the right people, you can do this. Clearly state the results you expect from each employee, and then give them the breathing space they need to do their jobs. Finally, think about removing unnecessary processes, policies and procedures that slow everyone down. Creativity and innovation depend very much on delegation and freedom to think and express opinions. In an innovative team environment, creating conditions where everyone feels responsible for and capable of contributing to innovation is essential. This is done through empowered delegation. When work is delegated without empowerment, commitment isn't always generated, and feelings of resentment and confusion can surface. Empowered delegation helps your people develop their skills and knowledge. Finally, make sure you delegate work meaningfully, fairly, and consistently, is to make it more empowering. First, don't give, and then take away responsibility from your people. Be sure to hand over all of the information the other person requires to complete the task. Also, don't give up all accountability for delegated tasks when you delegate the work to one of your team. As manager, you are ultimately accountable. Here are some actions that can undermine effective empowerment and delegation. First, giving and then rescinding responsibility. This can be very demoralizing. Second, failing to hand over all of the information the other person requires to complete the task, a frequent oversight when delegating. And third, giving up all accountability for delegated tasks, when the responsibility for carrying it out is delegated. This is a common management error which undermines employee trust. Let's consider how we can use delegating to increase empowerment and build up the confidence of our team. We can think in terms of 5 levels of delegation. These are: first steps delegation, hands-off delegation, allocating delegation, ownership delegation, and stewardship delegation. Let's look at how we can increase empowerment as we move up the delegating ladder. Look into this and inform me about various options. I will then decide. Is characteristic of first steps delegation. Explore this issue and make a decision. Check with me before going ahead with the decision. Is characteristic of hands-off delegation. Solve this problem. Consider the following parameters. So long as these parameters are satisfied, you can make a decision and go ahead with it. Otherwise, check with me. Is characteristic of allocating delegation. And here is the problem. I want you to take care of it. I trust your judgment. Here are the resources available for it. Do what it takes to solve it. This statement is characteristic of ownership delegation. And finally, here is the role I want you to play. I need you to take it over, and will depend on you to make the right decisions. You will have all the resources you need to carry it out, and my full support. Is characteristic of stewardship delegation, the most empowered level of delegation. In an innovative team environment, creating conditions where everyone feels responsible for and capable of contributing to innovation is essential. This is done through empowered delegation. From this perspective, delegation becomes much more than a time management tool. Delegation is used as a personal development tool to build individual capabilities, encourage personal success, enhance trust, and improve work coordination. Google commits a lot of resources to supporting innovative thinking, including Google Cafes, to encourage interactions between employees, within and across teams, and to spark conversation about work as well as play. Direct emails, to any of the company's leaders. The Google Moderator, which lets anyone ask a question, and then people can vote up the questions that they'd like answered. Through Google Moderator, people can discover existing ideas, questions or suggestions, vote for ideas, questions or suggestions and see the aggregate votes to date. Create a new series asking for ideas organized by topic, event or meeting. Exploration time. Google allows its engineers to spend 20% of their work week on projects that interest them. Fix-its. 24-hour sprints, where Googlers drop everything and focus 100% of their energy on solving a specific problem. And internal innovation reviews, which are formal meetings where executives present product ideas through their divisions to the top executives. Finally, don't micromanage your people after you delegate work. Provide support, not control. Be sure you have the people who can make ideas happen. Hire the right people to help you innovate. Promote diversity. Numerous studies have shown that diversity is a key driver for innovation. A diversity of backgrounds, experiences and viewpoints is essential for generating new ideas. For instance, some team members may be good at brainstorming phase of idea generation. But you may need different people to help implement the new idea. Finally, train your people in creativity skills such as brainstorming and decision-making. Lisa Bodel, a globally recognized innovation leader and futurist, identified the attributes of employee with innovation potential. First, strategic imagination. This is the ability to dream with purpose and generate new ideas. The second attribute is provocative inquiry. This is the knack for asking smart and unsettling questions. The next attribute is creative problem solving, the application of best practices from diverse sources to create fresh solutions. The fourth attribute is agility, the ability to adapt and be resourceful in unanticipated situations. And the final attribute of the innovator is resilience, a track record of tenacity and courage in the face of obstacles. Numerous studies have shown that diversity is a key driver for innovation. A diversity of backgrounds, experiences and viewpoints is essential for generating new ideas. For instance, some team members may be particularly talented in the brainstorming phase of idea generation. But ideas needs be narrowed down, so you can select the ones that have the best potential, and this requires a different set of abilities. Finally, concepts need to be transformed into reality. The person who's good at brainstorming and pumping out ideas may not be the right person to implement the new idea. lack of staff skills, is often cited as being the single biggest impediment to innovation success. Investment in training will benefit the firm in the long run, by eventually reducing the time needed to identify new opportunities, and increasing the degree of certainty in the selection of new ideas to develop. Training and innovation typically focus on stimulating creativity, assessing and selecting innovation options, collaboration, and implementing change. Creativity competencies can include generating ideas or coming up with a variety of approaches to problem solving. Critical thinking, logically identifying how different possible approaches are strong and weak, and analyzing these judgments. Synthesis and reorganization, finding a better way to approach problems through synthesizing and reorganizing the information, and creative problem solving, using novel ideas to solve problems as a leader. The next skill area is innovation opportunity recognition and analysis. This typically involves identifying problems, pinpointing the actual nature and cause of problems, and the dynamics that underlie them. Seeking improvement, constantly looking for ways that one can improve one's organization. Gathering information, identifying useful sources of information, and gathering and utilizing only that information which is essential. And independent thinking, thinking outside the box, even if this sometimes may go against popular opinion. Training in collaboration and team working is also essential for innovators. They need to learn how to work within the team, seeking the opinions of others, and sharing ideas to reach a creative solution. Presentation skills, being able to frame and present new ideas, to convince others of their value. Negotiating skills, being able to work with others, to develop win-win solutions. And dealing with conflict, being able to cope with the dynamics of a diverse teams, with divergent opinions. Finally, innovators need to know how to support the implementation of change. They need to learn to be sensitive to situations, assessing situational forces that are promoting and inhibiting an idea for change. They also need to challenge the status quo, a willingness to act against the way things have traditionally been done, when tradition impedes performance improvements. Innovators also need to learn intelligent risk-taking, being willing and able to take calculated risks when necessary. Finally, they need to know how to reinforce change by providing encouragement and recognizing and rewarding those who take initiative and act in a creative manner. As a manager, you can play a central role in promoting innovation and creativity in your team. Consider creating the climate for innovation, empowering your team, and developing the skills and knowledge in your team to support innovation and creativity. Subscribe now and join us in your career journey. Want to learn more? Click on one of our websites to view our range of online business and management courses.